and gentlemen, we're coming back home. Have a nice evening. Take care. I guess they want me to sing again. Have a seat, please, ladies and gentlemen. Second African song, please. Thank you very much. And a 1, or 2, and a 3.
Thank you. I wanted to thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sing, man, as you're not sitting down. I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, and the legs ain't gold, and the cheeks ain't tan. I'm the cowboy who never saw a cow, never rode the steer, never learned me how. Yippee-i-o-ki-yay. Come on, baby. Yippee-i-o-ki-yay. I'm an old cowhand. Remember that? From the Rio Grande. And I learned to shoot before I learned to stand. I'm a riding fool who is up to date. I know every trail in the Lone Star State, 'cause I ride the range in the Ford V8. Yippee-i-o-ki-yay. Come on. Yippee-i-o-ki-yay. We're the old cowhands that plays their band. We know all the songs that the cowboys know about the big corral where the doggies go. Yep, we learned them all on the radio. Yippee-i-o-ki-yay. I thought that would get people's attention. Thank you so much. Thank you. My mother thanks you. My brother's cousin, best second friend, second neighbor to the right, whose second grade teacher spanked him in my gut from. Never mind. Thanks you. Al Nightingale's coming up to bring up the open, so give him a round of applause. Ow! Someone sent me the words to that song. It's not my fault.
I call this poem the Apocalyptical Soldier. Tomorrow, it's only a fragment of today. Now, for a second, it's never too late to be first. The nature of the duality lies in its very name, in this terrible period of time, space, and confession. Changing directions of the wind in your own home, you exaggerating the significance too much. For example, the man. He is slow because of his urge to predict something triangular. I came here in the iron armor, but not for the tournament. Right here, in a few minutes drive from downtown. What is it? Where have I seen it? The open forest forget-me-nots. They will not hurry. Like an arrow cut through a strange dream. And your magnetic stamina are like compass needles, providing own hands to find where it's hidden. In that dumb place, the spiral staircase leading nowhere, besides the tenderness of mass graves, where one interferes with other. No place to put the beer to cool. And prayers converge at the single point. The shades striving not to obey threw out from the water. No, don't touch the theme of exhausted seas. It's too much. But shore, shaking as a pendulum, became our second nature, and the bread will be baking right at our feet. Want it? Immediately after your question, I ran into the white room where the snow was already falling. Oh, all these adventures and those who are mitigate steps in climbing. Silver rows of dandelions were like hedgehogs rolled out from me, scattering in all directions. They prevented me from gloating how well I was hitting with a running fire on this range, pretending to be the old mirror. I just flew throughout who knows where, and acquired the authority of the third rate somewhere out there in the Third World War. Oh, thank you.
Would we be able to go together to the other place on Sunday? Okay, we'll work that out. Oh, sorry, Wendy. And then we have a slight change up. We have Anita coming after Wendy, then Hal, Bob, Nahida, Greg, Clyde always. We got Garrett, Yasmin, Marvin, and Tim, and then, what did I do with that? Oh, we got Marvin. I said Marvin, didn't I? Okay. I got it all worked out. See, I kept talking while she gathered the time necessary. What? Excuses.
Well, I'm not giggling right now because I left my teeny tiny little sweet giggle poem at home.
Oh!
And I brought up the theme. But Clara gave me her giggle haiku. Asked me to read it. So I'm saying
All right.
When dreams go sour, giggles turn into a burp. Bubble therapy. I wanted to read this poem that someone else wrote, that I've been wanting to read for a while and I kept forgetting her. Because after Magdalena read the poem about something about losing everything, I forget what the title was, but practice losing literally everything. And it was very, very touching. And anyway, I came across this poem in a mindfulness meditation series I took. It's called Awakening Now by Dana Falls. Why wait for your awakening? The moment your eyes are open, seize the day. Would you hold back when the beloved beckons? Would you deliver your litany of sins like a child's collection of seashells, prized and labeled? No, I can't step across the threshold, you say, eyes downcast. I'm not worthy, I'm afraid, and my motives aren't pure. I'm not perfect, and surely I haven't practiced nearly enough. My meditation isn't deep, and my prayers are sometimes insincere. I still chew my fingernails, and the refrigerator isn't clean. Do you value your reasons for staying small more than the light shining through the open door? Forgive yourself. Now is the only time you have to be whole. Now is the sole moment that exists to live in the light of your true self. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Please, oh please, don't continue to believe in your disbelief. This is the day of your awakening. I'd like to read this poem that I wrote one day when we had a very beautiful, harmonious, it was a beautiful day weather-wise, and all of the current problems had subsided for a while with work or health or whatever. And the two of us just ended up, Dan and I, and we just looked at each other, and we realized it was a very special day. And I wrote this poem not just for that day of beauty and peace and harmony, but for all days that all human beings have once in a while. A day to remember life's song. Today we shall have no worries. There will be an absence of to-dos. No need to tend to computers and information exchanges. The telephone is not important right now. We are letting what is out there be out there, and we just be here, here at home in ourselves, at home with each other. We can take the day off from the usual. Life is eagerly awaiting our agreement to join. Relax in her arms, laugh away the old concerns, enjoy the presence, the peace. How wonderful just being, without the mind's edges putting corners on the round circle of life that forgivingly enfolds us with hope. It's true, we shouldn't believe everything we think. What a creation, the mind! An agent of bliss or purveyor of woe. Sometimes it's easy to see we are run by our minds and not by ourselves. Something inside of me knows more than my mind. Something inside of me notices there is something else, something I sense that is spacious and real. Oh, my mind, you do not know me. I am more than you see. I am more than you hear. Listen, you may hear my song. The song of who I am. The song of who we are. The song of life singing itself through each of us as we truly are. The song that makes life more than worthwhile. The song that makes life wonderful just being, without the mind's edges putting corners on the round circle of life that forgivingly enfolds us with hope.
Thank you, Wendy. And now, newbie. She's going next, and then you. Sorry. Anita is coming up next. She's new. She's new, so give her the treatment, please.
Today, as of today in the Philippines, the President Duterte war against drug had caused about 3,250 extrajudicial killings. And this poem is about the extrajudicial killings, and he's targeting the drug addicts, the posers, and even the innocent child. So my poem is about Paradise Lost. Bring death to this world and this universe. Will we lose another year with 1,000 extrajudicial killings every month? Sing, sing, Death Duterte, and your hellish fire and curses. I remember September 21, 1972, as an old dictator opened a reign of sorrow, arrogance, mixed with steadfast hate. Long known in Palestine, named Beelzebub, to whom the arch enemy, and thence in heaven called Satan. Kill, kill them all. And he shouted with horrid voice, if thou best, sniffing on better white dust, ought to be stamped on like cockroaches. Drug addicts, engulfed by sulfurous smell, refuse the blandishment and they cling like leeches, and like momentous bulbous clowns and jesters, also known as Senators Cayetano, Soto, and Gordon, companions of the fall, overwhelmed by lies and more grandstanding falsehoods, is lurking behind clouds of darkness, thinking to lose is to feel worse than miserable. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. Leaving the place. All right, now let me read the next five. We have the magnificent, statuesque, and renowned Hal Robbins before Bob, Mahita, Greg, Clyde, Garrett, Yasmin, Marvin, another new individual here, and then Tim and Marco. Did D. Allen depart?
Yes, he did.
Okay, he said he was going to do that. I was surprised, but I'm not surprised. Okay, give Hal Robbins a round of applause, please. Magnificent. The Doctor.
The theme was giggle,
Yes.
if I understand it?
Yes.
Well, this might serve. The Story of Isabel by Ogden Nash. Once, on a night as black as pitch, Isabel met a wicked old witch. The witch's face was cross and wrinkled. The witch's gums with teeth were sprinkled. Ho, ho, Isabel, the old witch crowed. I'll turn you into an ugly toad. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She showed no rage, and she showed no rancor, and she turned the witch into milk and drank her. Isabel met a troublesome giant. Isabel continued self-reliant. The giant was hairy. The giant was horrid. He had one eye in the middle of his forehead. Ho, ho, Isabel, the giant said, I'll grind your bones to make my bread. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She nibbled on some zwieback that she always fed off, and when she was done, she chopped the giant's head off. Isabel met a troublesome doctor who pinched and poked till he really shocked her. The doctor's talk was of coughs and chills, and the doctor's satchel bulged with pills. "Come now, Isabel," the doctor said. "Swallow this pill. It will make you well," he said. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She took those pills from the pill concoctor, and Isabel calmly cured the doctor. How much time left do I have?
2+.
All right, well, this one's for you, Dan Brady. The Charge of the Light Brigade by Edgar Rice Burroughs. So here we go.
Came back to Bruce.
I have an affection, as you know, for those old war horses we learned as children. So here we go. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death, rode the 600. "Forward, the Light Brigade! Charge for the guns!" he said. Into the valley of death rode the 600. "Forward, the Light Brigade!" Was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldier knew someone had blundered. Theirs not to make reply, theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Cannon to right of them, cannon to left of them, cannon in front of them volleyed and thundered. Stormed at with shot and shell, boldly they rode, and well, straight through the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell, rode the 600. Flashed all their sabers bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabering the gunners there, charging an army, while all the world wondered. Plunged through the battery smoke, right through the line they broke. Cossack and Russian reeled from the saber stroke, shattered and sundered. Then they rode back, but not the 600. Cannon to left of them, cannon to right of them, cannon behind them volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, while horse and hero fell. They that had rode so well came through the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell. All that was left of them, left of 600. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made. All the world wondered. Honor the charge they made. Honor the Light Brigade. Noble 600.
Nicely done. Hal Robin, thank you. Here's the attribution sheet. All right. Okay, so, wow. I actually heard it. I love that. Mr. Dewhurst of the San Francisco Dewhurst is coming up now, to be followed by Mahita, then Greg, then Clyde, then Garrett, and then assorted others who are not sorted at all.
Hi, everybody.
Give him a round of applause, please. This is one of my friends. He's a secure individual with no need for repetitions. Thank you.
So, giving away my own poetry books if anybody wants one. I'm working on a novel called The Ballad of Buddy Nobody, and I'm just trying out stuff off the cuff. This is some latest chapters. There's no sequence or plot, so one little blurb here. Overheard at a phone booth on Mission Street, this very lowrider fella, you know, with the hairnet and everything's arguing on the telephone with his girlfriend. Goes, "Why don't you act like a woman to me, man?"
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Ah.
I think I said that once myself. This is just some oddball stuff. Metaphysical lore has it that in our midst there are invisible helpers, beings working on spiritual planes who intervene in our worldly affairs, even though we do this ourselves sometimes in our astral bodies, in our sleep, not even knowing it, maybe in the midst of this room right now. Okay, so one, I lived down in downtown San Jose for a few minutes in my trailer in an alley when I was in my 20s. Sometime before, I'd had a dream. In the dream, I was walking down the street in the middle of the night, and I heard commotion in a parking lot outside a bar. A group of guys stood around jeering as one man ran up and crashed his head into the brick wall, falling to his knees, and then getting up and rearing back and running forward again and crashing. So I walked across the street, went right up into the crowd and grabbed this guy. Said, hey, don't be doing this. You know, what are you doing? And some of the guys were going, hey, just let him do it. What's wrong with you? Let him go ahead. Anyway, while I was living there in San Jose, one day I was walking down 11th Street, and I thought to myself, hey, I never walked down this street before, even though I've lived here for a while. About halfway down the block, my eyes drifted across the street into a parking lot by a bar, and I immediately recognized it and remembered the dream. But then I was just thinking to myself, hey, I've never even been here before. 2, I'm living in Northern California raising goats on a piece of property that we were caretakers for. I was having very vivid dreams at that time in my life and analyzing them, interpreting their symbols. So I dreamed it was in the middle of the night, and I was walking down the main street in that town that was some miles from our property. There were a lot of police lights circling at the bank. Apparently a white truck had crashed into the bank, knocking some bricks out of the corner, and the police were questioning the driver. I walked right up, not thinking twice, and stepped in, confidently spoke to the police. Hey, that's all right, he's Yogi Bear, no problem. I woke up, I thought, Yogi Bear, that's crazy. That dream doesn't mean anything, and I dismissed it. Some months later, Barb and I were driving on a winding country road, and we ran out of gas. We grabbed the red gas can and ready to hitchhike back to town to get some fuel. A few minutes later, a fellow came by in a white pickup truck, said, jump in, I'll take you in to get some gas. And we were very happy, and we're so surprised when we got there, and thanked him. He says, oh, no, I'm going to take you back to your car. Wondered why he's being so nice. We didn't know him or anything. As he drove us back a few miles to our car with the gasoline, he pulled out a pocket flask and took a snort, offered me one, and swigged on it a few more times. When he got out of the truck here, take a look at that front end. I really banged it up a while back, crashed right into the fucking bank. I was so drunk that night. I still didn't think anything about it, but then as we got out of the truck, I was obligated to give him the old wino handshake, the 23rd degree Mason handshake, and while he's pumping my hand, he says, so if you need any help or anybody gives you any trouble, you tell them you know Yogi Bear. This one goes back, I was 3 years old, and I forgot this for 30 or 40 years. I was brought up in a family of atheists. His sheep know his voice. I met the Savior Jesus. I was 3 years on this earth. Our mother had gone to visit a friend. Sister and I went to play with her 2 daughters, so we all went downstairs into the basement, which was carpeted and had a skylight. We played some children's game, maybe rollerball or something. At some point, the daughters asked Renee and I, do you know Jesus? Who's Jesus? We asked. Oh, he's our friend. He's here right now. We can't see him, but he sees us, and he loves us. I'd never heard of Jesus. My family's not religious. But when Mommy called us to go upstairs and go home, the girls ran up the stairs. I was a little slower because I was so small. I crawled from stair to stair. In an archetypical moment that was like a symbol, crawling up the stairs, looking upward, I was engulfed in a light, a warm, radiant light that wasn't inside or outside. I felt pure love, and I know now that Christ touched me then, but I forgot about this for 30 or 40 years.
Thank you. Well, viewers, now the Buddy Nobody. Well, now you're being Buddy Nobody. Mahita is next. Give her a round of applause for them. We got Greg, Con, and Clyde always, and Lauren Bacall, who said she'd be here, but she might be busy decomposing.
Hello, everybody. So this poem was written in 2007, and this is a short poem about going to see a shaman because I had gotten into a car accident, and I just couldn't get myself centered again. So I tried everything, you know, aromatherapy, chiropractic, rest, meditation, but this shaman helped. The shaman. The shaman took out her rattles and she danced around the room. My feet were dirty from earth walking. I lay there, and she discovered the laughter in me and called it to the surface. Rolling like turquoise stones, I was laughing. Applying sacred oils, allowing me to feel safe and quite comfortable with being completely crazy.
Completely.
Okay, this was written in 2006 and is called Balboa Park, which is a park in San Diego. If you've ever been there, it's a beautiful place, and it was the first time I had ever been there. Balboa Park. A Zen rock garden. A Zen rock garden allows the earth to move her. This is how she makes love to existence, by being still, surrendering to change, releasing the patterns again and again, moving into new ways of being. A rose garden. A rose garden splashes her colored fragrances wildly, and this is how she laughs with time, by allowing lovers to steal her petals and stems in broad daylight, harboring the bees in the folds of her most divine attire. Okay, this is the last one. It's called Shine, 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 and it's for all of you. And I wrote it many years ago, but I dedicate it to all of you.
Thank you.
Darling, I want you to know that you are not alone. I recognize your deep need to feel safe in this universe and to play and laugh with your friends. I see your soul. I see that your soul wants to shine, shine, shine like a golden light. And guess what? I want you to know that I believe in you. You can make it. No matter how hard things seem right now, the light is just around the corner, on the way to warm your skin and remind you to smile. Just take a deep breath.
Mahita, thank you. All right, and now we have Mr. Greg Pond, the Honorable and the Esteemed. Give him a round of applause, please. The Honorable, Esteemed, Estimated, Revised, and then we have, go ahead, sorry, I should stop.
This is, I guess, officially the last day of summer. And just before it ends, I would like to share this poem entitled Summertime. It's summertime, but we ain't living so easy. We're stuck on the side where the hot sun grinds and the winds blow slow and barely breezy. Catch some fish jumping, cotton picking high at night. Daddy Rich didn't marry Mama good looking. So hush, little baby, no one cares if you cry. Some old southern mornings, Massa's whip was a swinging. It clipped your wings, left cuts and stings, made sure you didn't ever fly again. But then came that dawn, and no one came to calm you when you were told Daddy and Mammy got sold late last night. In another summertime, we'll be singing of freedom, wishing for something we can never buy. But while we're moaning about something no one can give us, there's a noose or a prison cell waiting too close by. It's summertime, but we ain't living so easy. We're stuck on the side where the hot sun grinds and the winds blow slow and barely breezy. Catch some fish jumping, cotton picking high at night. Daddy Rich didn't marry Mama good looking, so hush little baby, no one cares if you cry.
Wow.
Last call. Last call to lost men, blinded and alone, staggering in stupor, where have my brothers gone?
Nice.
Left skeletons behind like breadcrumbs to find the path to the source of their demise, destined for disillusionment from the day they were born. Where have my brothers gone? Resigned to crawl or don subservient mask, the open palm extended for basic sustenance. A few low coins can't cover the high cost of night. And no matter what side of the street I'm on, I wonder, where have my brothers gone? Stuck in mental holes so deeply dug, no alcohol or drug can fill. The ill and chilly winds blow the pinwheel spin in day-to-day monotony, seeking a friendly pillow to lay a survivor's head upon, dozing and not knowing, where have my brothers gone? Last seen in a fog of gas, lack of vision lasts long enough to blur the screen. Life's choices are the right and wrong decisions that get tangled in our dreams, colors from which nightmares in paradise are drawn. Where have my brothers gone? From midnight till dawn, lost men walk the city, dissolve into anonymity, into black invisibility as a new endangered species, until their absence becomes the norm. Until that day, there's none of us left here to wonder or even care, just where have all the brothers gone?
Nice. Wow. I told you, great poem.
Thank you. One more short one, and I'll dedicate this to my friend Richard Sangerone over there. And this is entitled Driving for Miles.
All right.
In a silent way, I strain to hear a muted horn blowing somewhere miles away. A one-syllable name whispered in chorus, passing between and before us as we drove down the long of the road with many moons behind and miles to go.
Nice. Sweet. That's great fun for you. And now, give a round for Clyde Always. He comes up here. Come on, Clyde Always show. Then we got Garrett, Yasmin, Marvin, Cam, and more.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come on, step right up, folks. Want to grab yourself a front row seat before the dog, they're going fast. You don't want to miss this. It's time for another exciting installment of the Clyde Always Show with me, always clever, always handsome, always charming host Clyde. Always, I ain't no common carnival barker.
No!
Lord of the
Lower Hank.
And this is the tale of Jimmy the Greek. Our tale is set in my hometown, a town upon a hill. Town as soft as duckling down, it seemed forever still, but I remember when they came. We gawked at them for weeks. We gave to them a fitting name. We called them just the Greeks. They set right up in Village Square and opened up a pub where Jimmy and his wife, the pair, did run a busy hub. The chow they served was so divine, like not to be believed. Aromas lingered ever fine, and hungers were relieved. Now Jimmy was a friendly man, so kind and smile-faced. His wife so beautiful and tan, she looked, my heart it raced. And word spread fast about their charms, and people, they did swarm. From far-off villages and farms, they set our town a storm. Now Jimmy kept on cooking up some new and lavish treats. His wife the best at filling cup and turning down the sheets. Behind her pub, there was a wood I knew quite well. A wood I'd walk so all I could to breathe the woody smell. And it was one warm summer night I'd camped under a tree. awoke to the most frightful sight that I had ever seen. I heard some whispers not far off and saw a bouncing flame. I crept in careful not to cough, such as the hiding game. A cauldron set and clearing round, it belched these screaming squeaks. An unfamiliar woman bound, around her danced the Greeks. Their faces were not like I knew, so haggard and so rash. Their victim's face was turning blue, the cauldron churned and splashed. I watched that tender woman fall and crumple to the ground. The moon shone silver over all, I did not make a sound. The cauldron vanished up in steam. Something else had changed. Their faces did no longer seem all ugly and deranged. And off they went the way they came, all fresh and young and new. I fixed about to do the same when someone said, "Hey, you." I flinched and turned to face them tall, but oh, the man was short. And loud I cried, "What was that all?" And this was his retort: "I waited near 400 years for someone else to see. I watched you watch with boyish tears. Now finally, I'm free. And now you've got a choice to make, oh child doomed and dear. Your very life is what's at stake, and you've got much to fear. Those things, the monsters that you saw, are older than the earth. They've fought the good with tooth and claw since dawn of evil's birth. If you, like me, a coward be, you'll wait and wait some more. And when another soul does see, you've done your coward's chore. But, son, you seem so awfully brash. Your chin is held so high, and all you gotta do is smash a cattail in her eye. And just like that, the guy was gone. His laughter filled the night. I'd have to slay the devil's spawn to set things back to right. And so I trampled up the creek and cut a fuzzy reed and ran to town, though starved and weak, to do my daring deed. And at the inn I caught my wind and let that knocker clack and stiffly waited there and grinned, the reed behind my back. And then the witch, she came at last, and beautiful she was. But oh, my hand, it flew so fast and packed her eye with fuzz. "You fool!" she cried, and cackled shrill. "You thought you'd knock me flat? If I'm the witch you sought to kill, you should have tailed a cat. Your fate is sealed, my strapping lad. Now gaze upon your mug." And I looked the looking glass she had, then sobbed and hit the rug. I saw my future cold and bleak and hairy as could be. Her slave I was the Greek, and Jimmy, he was me. Thanks, everybody. Tune in next time.
Always so. Part of Lower Hank, open mic every Friday.
I got a show coming up at the North Beach Library this coming Tuesday, free admission. Me and my mentor, Stephen Copel, will be there doing a full set each. So,
is that this?
Thanks for listening. Yeah, I got flyers too. Yeah, there's flyers.
He has flyers? All right. Garrett Murphy, come on up, my friend. Garrett Murphy is coming up here. I'm telling you, I gotta be you. All right. Yeah. I'm glad you gave him a round of applause. He deserves every applause he gets.
Grocery Cola. We of the small business group are so very up in arms about this grocery tax. For you see, it will harm our poor little profit. Why, just look at our poor customers who will have to pass the bottom line to. Just look at how bloated and plump they are. A little grocery cola does them such wonders. Pumped up well past the breaking point for obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it. And without those afflictions of obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it, our poor medical crews would have to be laid off for lack of mending jobs. And our poor pharmaceuticals would go all bust without anyone to stuff with multiple drugs. And our poor law enforcers would die of boredom with no one drugged out enough to throw in a can. And that's just a fraction of all the people doomed to the unemployment line because you dare to call this a soda tax and not a grocery tax. So please, don't vote for this grocery tax. The livelihood of so many depends on it. Okay, Big Soda, we've done it all for you, and not once did we even mention you. And now can we please get to lick that shoe polish for our efforts? Please.
Big soda.
Shades of Aaron Neville. When Trump sounds off about folks not
great.
paying for himself and not conforming to his razor-thin standards of pure Americana, he's simply telling it like it is. When Chris Christie acts like a bully of women and the poor, he's simply telling it like it is. When Rush Limbaugh goes to cruise out slurs with impunity, when Fox News flunkies, reality show stars, and law enforcing thugs jeeringly blame the victims of oppression and profiling and soul-murdering criticisms for their own ordeals, they're simply telling it like it is. But when Kaepernick sounds off, people shriek, "What sacrilege! Such nerve! Silence him! How dare he!" Having a gall to tell it like it is.
Garrett Murphy. All right. Yasmin, and then we got Marvin, then Tim, and it looks like Phil. I think that's what we got here.
Okay.
Finally. Woohoo! Oh, just back to you. Thank you.
This is really cool.
There we go.
That was strong. Yeah. Okay. So, continuation of the novel, just a couple of pages. I don't need to explain where it starts or where it ends or anything. Meanwhile,
Oh yeah. Oh, get closer to the mic. They're saying. Sorry.
Yeah.
Love your microphone.
Love that microphone.
Meanwhile, I work evenings for extra money. From the Bank of America, I go to Ghirardelli Square, to the third floor where the Gaylord India restaurant continues to get good reviews. The owner tells me the job is not just hostessing, but serving cocktails. They need a woman in a sari for flavor. It is difficult to find, even in San Francisco, an Indian woman who will serve liquor. I swallow each time I announce the order to the bartender. He is a dark Bengali and hates being mistaken for South Indian. He makes it easier for me. He takes the check from me and talks to me while he mixes the drinks. He explains to me what he mixes in the drinks, and gradually I start experimenting myself. I arrive for work, but the owner gets enough compliments from the customers who I recommend so kindly the Pink's Cup cocktail, a British drink that we Americans are so ignorant about. I return home late into the night, walking past bars on Union Street. People are still laughing inside at 12 past midnight. Sometimes it is 1:30 before I finish eating at Gaylord and return. The food is Indian tandoori. I speak to the cooks about their villages. They do not speak English. Most of them have wives at home. They are on 2-year contract to Gaylord, which is the largest restaurant chain in India. The cooks do not like the life here, they say, but they will have some money when they return home. One of them knew me in Bombay. He was a waiter at Qualities when my father was inspector of Colaba police station. He does not understand why I serve drinks at the restaurant. I know what he's thinking, though he doesn't ask. When he is ready to ask, I will not answer. I return to my apartment on 2020 Green Street, and in the hours before I fall asleep, I escape on the wings of fleeting thoughts. From the dark, dreary cages of routine passivity, I navigate the corners, turns, and webs of my dreams. My recollections are smeared by time, my thoughts blotched by fading ink. It is in this state of semi-consciousness, before sleep overtakes, that I'm perplexed at my animation. I ask, where have I learned to love? Is it my inheritance, my childhood so distant, so strong? Is this inheritance acquired within the family branches of tree houses? Roots seeping into ancestral soils? The soil is rich, the foundation beckons. Come, it says, take what you will of me, only grow, abound. Yes, I murmur in sleep, and lie there, stunted. Thank you.
Nicely done. Yasmin Mogul. All right. We have another newbie here, Mr. Marvin Give them the round of good treatment, please. I didn't hear it.
Raise up the mic.
Oh yeah, raise the mic. Raise the mic and pass the ammunition.
How's that? Is that coming across?
Yes, it is coming across.
Yeah.
And you're looking good. You're focused. You're there. Everything is good. You're on.
All right.
Welcome, by the way, in case we didn't say that.
First time here, and thank you. Let's see. I've got 4 poems here. They're tolerably the length. They're not long. So I will begin with this one because this is the last one I written, which I wrote about a month ago. I call it Red Rock Beach. And if anybody knows that beach, it's about a mile south of Stinson Beach, one of those hippie beaches where they have incredible rock formations. And in this poem, I do believe I'm channeling the great environmental poet Robinson Jefferson. Older than death, you might as well call them asteroids. Tiny planets big as hotels. Pieces of something snapped out of Jupiter's orbit, free-falling and on the way to this place, where water, calm as the moon, rolls in on sand, where they say life first began. They hold no secrets, nor are they watchful, nor do they abide. They give no sign. They're not even patient. Eternity is not a length of time. So this is more of a polemic in a way. Call the name of the game. Before me past the darkening trees, an eternity of suffering. A crescent moon eavesdrops on my thoughts. The subject of our lives is pain. It is an art form, the thing of beauty, a keening deep in the brain. In Manila, a 900-pound man sits naked on the edge of his bed and says into the camera, "I can't leave the house." His flesh sprawls away from him like pseudopods the size of continents. Then his wife says, "We don't have sex, but I love him. I cook his meals. He will die if he does not lose weight." He turns to her and pets her shoulder softly, then cut to commercial break. This one's an elegy for my very good friend who passed away just a week before Christmas, Susie Ride. I fucking love you, Susie. Dashing girl, dashing, very dashing girl. She's 70. Loose ends. The bark on the birch trees outside her window is whitewashed white and withering. Beneath the wrap, a stalk of rings and sap, upright and aspiring. Late in autumn, what leaves remain are sawtooth-edged and mustard yellow. A node, a stem, a leaf, delicate and breathing. Who is there to witness the kiss goodbye when leaf departs from limb and corkscrews down to earth where it begins again? Inside the house, she tries to supervise these last few days. The quart of milk left on the counter she imagines will spoil at some future date. Stacks of unread mail as well, and bills to pay before they do. It's not like her to let these things accumulate.
And finally,
when I read this poem, I thought I sort of like discovered a genre, of course, which has been around for about 200 years, and it's called Imagist. You have the Imagist poems. And I'm thinking, yeah, I like that. I stumbled upon that. This one's called Man and Boy. Man and Boy. He was wearing a white shirt, sleeves rolled up to the elbow, just enough to tell the world this was not hard work, sitting in a rowboat, dipping the oars into the still lake, into the August afternoon. Where had he learned that? That circular motion with the wrists, dipping, lifting, the boat cutting smoothly through the water's brightness. I waited for the bump the boat would make drifting toward the dock. I was 7. Here, take the rope, he said, then showed me how to make a sailor's knot.
Thank you so much. Newbie. Thank you, Marvin. Tim, another newbie. Give him a round of the treatment, please. Another newbie. He waited.
I have a whole notebook, but I'll only do 2.
All right. We appreciate that. Just be on the mic, though, because otherwise people say, well, I can't hear you.
The first one is called Of Cat Hair. I'm drowning in cat hair, buried in it, beyond covered by it, though multiple lint brushes were deployed. Frothy, floaty strands like perfume, evidence of feline affection or protection, or at least of a domineering presence in my life. If I gasp for air, I'll just swallow more cat hair.
Unfortunately, I've been there.
Actually, I lied. There's 2 more. This is called Uninspired, and I wrote this today. I don't feel a poem. I feel an absence of poetry. My ears are filled with other people's music. My eyes are drawn to other people's artwork. I don't feel any poetry inside myself needing to come out. For now, I'm a receptacle, a sponge, even a trash heap for other people's work. I'm the necessary audience.
And a very good job you do too.
And the last one, there's a theme. Where do poems come from? Where do poems come from? Do bad ones emerge like shit from your asshole? Do brilliant ones spring fully formed from your forehead like Athena from Zeus? Do they emerge from ink-stained fingers, perhaps on the tear-stained pages of a notebook? Do some arrive as letters of fire, burning faster than a hand can write or lips can speak, poems of rebirth and redemption?
Yeah.
Or do they only emerge with the clack, clack, clack of a typewriter, the whir of a printer, or the slap, slap of a publisher's press? Where do poems come from, Mommy?
Nice. Thank you, Tim. Tim Purcell, I hope you come back. Great. Marco Harbs, and then we got Phil over here, and then we got these prizes. So let's give this man a round of applause, please, because he's here now. He told me to be here now, and I said, we here, wow?
That was wrong.
I know. It's not my fault, though.
May my daily prayer and duty be peace of mind and peace of heart and peace of soul and peace of peace of spirit, and let me be not hesitant to share it as peacefully I approach this pumpkin that can contain this man and may still become my final coach.
Maybe be on the mic a little bit there, but just so you know.
You want me to get closer to the mic? I'll say that one again, just in case you haven't heard the word. May my daily prayer and duty be peace of mind and peace of heart, and peace of soul and peace of spirit. Let me be not hesitant to share it. As peacefully I approach this pumpkin that can contain this man and may still become my final coach. So you might see and hear me not be peaceful. So this is my prayer.
Thank you, my dear.
My,
that is very good.
Whatever you call that. This one is for the woman that we're looking at on the front page of the Examiner who passed Monday, Rose Pack. This is for Rose Pack. We activists, we poetists, why is it that we exist? Except to accept the passing of one whose work will be lasting, far beyond but not surpassing what we collectively can do for each other and the cause that causes us all to just now pause for a celebration and a tribute to a champion of such high repute. Even her enemies had to tip their hat to a woman so strong and true as that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one more here before I blow my own horn.
As it were.
As it were and as it arms. And probably ever shall be till I'm somewhere else.
All right.
Dear miscellaneous magician, physician, musician, politician, have you seen SCENE, you in your new movie yet? It's a starring role. You can place your bet. You're responsible for any regret. It may take your whole lifetime to forget. Or you may call to who will listen. To you an echo rings true, the right things to do. Don't fear the bereft, should you lean to left. Take it on the chin, music holds the cleft.
The cleft.
Go on we go. Through the fast and slow, the sun and snow, and it's almost fall. So when you fall, get the hell up.
Mario Hart. like to say, or we call them Kid Flash.
Saturdays and Sundays at the Cafe International. After you enjoy the incredible Clyde Olby Show Friday, come back on Saturdays and Sundays and see the incredible band who does a swell job of Miles Davis stuff called Miles Ahead. And it's free, and you better get your bones over it.
All right.
They invited me, so I'll try to get on with this.
What time?
Saturdays and Sundays. Check the times, because I'm not sure if Saturdays is the afternoon or it's the evening, and Sundays is the afternoon or evening.
Sundays used to be the afternoon.
Sunday, yeah, check it out.
All right.
Cafe International on the corner of Lower Haight and Fillmore.
Thank you. Here, okay, and now, Filthy Phil, our clincher, closer, super producer, bulldozer, will take care of these prizes. We are here for you. Come around, please. I suspect you'll be surprised.
Hey guys, how are you all doing?
We're pretty good.
Awesome.
At least I hope.
Great. This is a poem I wrote a little bit earlier today, because last time I came here, I acapella'd one of my songs. And it didn't hit it all the way, you know what I mean? So I thought maybe I'd do something more like specific.
Did we notice?
Huh?
Did we notice?
I'm not sure. It's all about me.
I never noticed.
You know, whatever. Anyway, also, if you guys want it, I'll dedicate this one to you too.
Thank you.
The roses are dead. The violets are too. The world is in shambles. I'm shattering bruise. America's rude, in fact a bully. Even Stephen frequents starting lucid beatings. No one is unsullied. So let's use this lead for leading us into believing America's a bully. Other countries are a pussy, and Putin's sitting getting rich. Little kids eat China's shit, the euthanasia working, and on the mind of old folks, euthanasia lurking. While our citizens are masturbating or beef jerky jerking, we're just tired of this world we live in. Came into the world head first. When we head out, will we all disperse? What is life, and what does mean the word forgiven? If everything was ashes, from ashes I have risen. So let's smoke a peace pipe, break bread, and leave our feast chewed, because before you know it, the roses will be dead, and the violets will be too.
Thank you. Thank you. And he dedicated to that time. Billy Phil. Right now we're going to take care of these fabulous prizes, like I said, designed with your mind in mind. Poetry and poetry. If you like scary movies, The Grudge, I highly recommend it. Wisdom of the Buddha, The Baha Men, and of course The Last Word, Keynote, Mini, and Choosing the Theme. So, would you do me the honors of just shuffle those, just cut those a couple of times? Thank you, Bob.
It's easier to do in this way.
That's good.
They look like they've been shuffled like a lot.
Okay, well, you know.
They don't shuffle, they just fold.
Oh, Anita is not here. So that takes care of